Today we are hitting the road in some of my favorite national parks, and I want to show you my favorite drives to make in some of the best and most beautiful and spectacular scenery you can find in North America. Let's jump in and share 5 of my favorite bucket list scenic drives in the national parks. My name is Ash. I'm a former park ranger and the founder of dirtinmyshoes, and I love to be in the national parks. Typically, you'll find me out hiking, but there are some beautiful scenic drives that you can do in these parks that I want to share with you today. So get out your bucket list. It's time to add these 5 beautiful scenic drives to that list so that you can make your trip a reality. First, we're going to Rocky Mountain National Park to the Trail Ridge Road. The Trail Ridge Road, there's just not words for how beautiful it is. And this road travels almost 50 miles through and over the spine of the Rocky Mountains. It is the highest continuously paved road in the United States. You're hitting over 12,000 feet above sea level. So here's Rocky Mountain National Park, and your Trail Ridge Road is this road that climbs all the way up into here. You're driving through some of the most beautiful tundra that you've probably never seen. The tundra is not an area that's easily accessible. Typically, you have to hike miles and miles to access the tundra area of the mountains, but up here you can drive there. So it's pretty spectacular. Be sure to notice as you're driving when those trees stop growing. There's a tree line, and then it's just tundra, where you'll see a lot of really hardy small plants that live up here and survive somehow through the frigid temperatures and the blowing winds. It's pretty remarkable. So get out to Rocky Mountain, drive the Trail Ridge Road, do some hiking while you're up here because it just, again, is absolutely spectacular. And be aware that with this road, it is seasonal. And so it's typically open from about Memorial Day through mid-October. Okay, scenic drive number 2 is in Yosemite National Park. We are heading to the Tioga Road. And this road, a lot of people kind of overlook this area of Yosemite. It's not the main valley where those big famous views are, but you're actually in Yosemite's high country, almost 10,000 feet above sea level. So here's Yosemite National Park, and the valley is down here where all those famous sites are. Your Tioga Road actually is up and above the valley. It sticks to the mountains above it, and so this is the road here. And as you drive along here, you'll hit some beautiful lakes, fantastic hiking. You'll get to Tuolumne Meadows until you reach the high point here at Tioga Pass. This road takes you 47 miles through Yosemite's high country, and you'll see beautiful domes. There's lots of wildlife up here. I mentioned some of my favorite hiking trails are up here, and it's just a quieter part of the park, which is lovely. This road is seasonal. It's typically open from about June through October. They do get a lot of snow up here, and it's pretty hard to clear. So if you're hoping to drive the Tioga Road, make sure that you plan accordingly and make sure you don't come too early in the season when it's still covered in snow. Bucket list drive number 3. I'm cheating a little bit on this one because we are taking you up to Canada. But I feel like I can't give you a bucket list without adding this one on because it is truly spectacular. So we're heading up to Banff National Park to the Icefields Parkway that connects it with Jasper National Park. This road, truly, there are no words for what you will see along this road. It is just giant mountains, huge ice fields and glaciers, so many lakes and beautiful viewpoints, waterfalls galore. We always see bears along this road. And so it really is one of those roads that needs to be on your bucket list if you love the national parks. The Icefields Parkway goes from Banff down here, like the Lake Louise area, up north for about 144 miles. It's really long, and it connects you up here to Jasper National Park. Lake Louise is here. Make sure you start there and then go to some beautiful things like Peyto Lake and Athabasca Falls and just all sorts of gorgeous things as you're driving up from there. A couple of my favorite hiking trails in the Canadian Rockies are along this drive. Wilcox Pass, Parker Ridge. Anyway, just so beautiful up in here. So be sure to add this one to your bucket list. It is technically open year-round, but it can get pretty gnarly in the winter. And so this is typically a drive that you'll want to make usually from about May through June, somewhere into, October, November. You can't make a bucket list drives in the national parks list without number 4, which is in Glacier National Park. And we are talking about the Going to the Sun Road. The Going to the Sun Road cuts through Glacier National Park, so you can see the spine of mountains coming down right here. And it goes from here down in Apgar, West Glacier area, up into the mountains. Your high point is Logan Pass right here, and then back down to the St. Mary's side or the east side of the park. This road was specifically engineered to cut through the mountain and to make it look like it just blends in with the scenery. So you'll notice as you're driving this, it's just absolutely gorgeous. You feel like you're part of the park and you're part of the mountains as you drive up this road. We see a lot of wildlife here. This is where you'll find a lot of the main things to do in Glacier, like the Hidden Lake Overlook Trail, the Highline Trail, a lot of smaller overlooks and things that you can stop at. And it's just absolutely a once-in-a-lifetime drive. Now, a couple things about this one. There are size restrictions on this road, so you can't be longer than 21 feet or wider than 8 feet. And it's very important you follow these restrictions because it gets pretty narrow up along this road as you're driving. You're right on the cliff edge, and so you'll want to make sure that you're really safe and following those guidelines. The other thing is this road is incredibly seasonal. So a lot of people plan their trips too early and can't drive the whole Going to the Sun Road. So typically this one opens around the end of June and it starts to close again for the season sometime around the end of September, maybe the middle of October if you're lucky. So it does have a very short window that you can get in here and drive this one. Okay, and our 5th scenic drive is in Great Smoky Mountains National Park. We are heading to the Newfound Gap Road. The Newfound Gap Road connects Gatlinburg over here on this side of the Smokies, the Tennessee side, to the North Carolina side of the park down here in Cherokee. This one takes you high into the mountains, about 5,000 feet above sea level, to the Newfound Gap, which is the state line between North Carolina and Tennessee. And as you drive up here, you will just be able to see all the beautiful trees. You'll go through a couple of tunnels. There's some great hiking trails along this one, like Alum Cave and Chimney Tops. Just absolutely gorgeous scenery in every direction. Great Smoky Mountains National Park actually has some really great scenic drives. So even though I'm talking specifically about the Newfound Gap, there are a lot of other beautiful places to drive in this area, like the Roaring Fork or Cades Cove or the Foothills Parkway or the Blue Ridge Parkway. So many good options if you're hoping to sightsee from your car. The Newfound Gap Road does typically stay open year-round, but will close due to weather during the off-season, those winter months. There is snow up there typically, and so you'll want to watch that. But it has a fairly long season, typically April through even sometimes March through November. You're not going to hit snow, and you can get up there. You can see all the beautiful fall colors, and you can just enjoy a beautiful drive through the Smokies. So, which one are you adding to your bucket list first? If you want to start planning a trip to any of these national parks, be sure to go to dirtinmyshoes.com. I will help you plan the trip of your dreams. And if you're interested in more scenic drive options, I have a full podcast episode that includes many more, even a lot of smaller ones that a lot of people don't know about. Hidden gems, if you will. And I will link that podcast episode below this video so that you can add even more beautiful scenic drives to your national parks bucket list. I'll see you out there and safe travels.